Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Jed. Finally, we have full-blown confirmation of the actual title slash logo for Call of Duty in 2024. We now know that it's no longer Black Ops 5. We know that it's no longer Black Ops Gulf War. We know that it is Black Ops 6. And also, I mean, looking at that one image that we previously had, I have a feeling that they actually changed this logo around. I'm just saying, because the way that 6 looks nothing like the thing when it was redacted. I said that it was a possibility that that redacted picture could actually have just a fake image underneath of it to make people guess a certain way, and it seems like that's what happened there. Maybe not. That's just my hunch, because that shit definitely looked like it was a V in the way that it was looking at. Maybe I gotta look at it again, but they have a video of them like removing the redacted thing, but I have a feeling that that thing that they were redacting is actually different from the original image we got. But anyway, confirmed. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is coming soon. Tune in to the worldwide reveal during the Xbox Games Showcase on June 9th. So this will actually be after the Xbox Showcase thing, and I guess they are supposed to be doing their own event after. I forget if that was actually the case with the other campaign mission thing that we ended up seeing. I guess so. Obviously, it wasn't at the Xbox Showcase or whatever. So yesterday I did my Elden Ring reaction thing. At the moment, I'm also grinding over on XDefiant, which, by the way, I already have a weapon gold. I used all my double XP things over the past day and a half or so, and I have my AK gold already. I am now out of double XP, though, and I've been seeing a lot of people, like, complain about that overall, like how long it would take you to actually level a weapon up, but I'll probably mention this in my next XDefiant video anyway and talk about people's complaints about the grind. But not to defend absolutely everything that this game is doing, because obviously it's not perfect, but with the leveling taking so long in XDefiant, I think it's mostly because the game literally has only 19 weapons. So yes, while it may take like 3,000 kills or something like that in order to unlock gold for a weapon, like mathematically or whatever, get to level 100, I would rather them make me grind out a bunch of just regular kills that don't make me play the game in a different way or do a specific challenge, do annoying ass challenges that make me play in a way that I don't want to. Nothing is worse than being forced to go for long shots or anything like that. I absolutely hate it. And those are very simple challenges. I'm fine with those. The challenges used to be much worse, on Call of Duty in particular. But having just XP as a challenge, I appreciate that. And with there only being 19 weapons in the game, again, I think being required to get a couple thousand kills is normal. I think people just got spoiled by like the most recent like camo grinds for COD. With that said though, Black Ops 6. So in terms of all of the rumors and stuff that we're getting about the game and like anything that we know about it, they were doing like this whole pawn takes pawn or whatever the shit is called for Treyarch. A lot of people really like the marketing that Treyarch does. The thing is, for me, for Call of Duty, I really don't care about how the marketing is overall, because I know that I'm going to just get a Call of Duty game. Does that make sense? I feel like maybe I'd be more excited about every like subsequent Call of Duty that's coming out if we actually took all of the quality of life things from that last Call of Duty and then guaranteed put them into the next one. Imagine how good Call of Duty would be if they took every single thing that everyone liked and subsequently just stacked it, and then they just refined and tweaked it year over year over year while adding more new stuff to it and seeing what does and doesn't work. Instead, we end up getting games with things that we really like and things that we really dislike, and we get a mixture of keeping them both. I'm not playing Rust anymore, man. Not with this shotgun. This shit is miserable. After playing XDefiant, I'm actually like disgusted at the way that people play COD, dude. That was a swift reminder right there of like the massive difference between Call of Duty and XDefiant right there. XDefiant people will actually push, and if they're even holding positions anyway, you still have ways to move them out of it. In Call of Duty, you die so quickly, you don't have any like abilities or anything that can actually get you to move them out of their position. They will just spawn and then sit there. Super frustrating that they get rewarded for doing that. You don't deserve anything. There's a reason why you're staying on COD. I watched JGod's video before I started recording my own right here, and he mentioned I've never heard anyone say this before, but maybe there was like an interview or something somewhere that people were talking about it. We ended up having that one leak where somebody said, I forget who it is, forgive me, but somebody ended up saying that there was going to be some sort of meat shield mechanic, and Modern Warzone and Charlie Intel covered it and we're talking about the rumor or whatever. Now obviously that doesn't guarantee that it's true, because I still don't understand how that would work in like a core setting. But basically what I mean by meat shield is that you can literally, whenever you go up behind somebody, you can choose to execute them, or you can choose to take them as hostage and use them as a meat shield. So everyone's assuming that it would work very similar to how the Cold War campaign had it, where the person would be in front of you either on your left or right, and then you would have your gun in the opposite hand and you would be able to fire it. Although you wouldn't be able to fire it completely accurately, if that makes sense. You would basically have like the hip fire spread as opposed to being able to ADS. JGod ended up using a word called, what was it? It was omnidirectional. Omnidirectional movement. Now, omnidirectional movement was something that we had heard during the advanced movement era, but I'm sure we would have gotten rumors that this game was actually a jetpack game. So it's an omnidirectional movement boots on the ground game. That in mind, I'm trying to think of what an omnidirectional movement system would look like with boots on the ground. Now, the most crazy movement we've ever had in Call of Duty history in terms of like directional movement was Advanced Warfare 100%. You could boost up in the air, vertically, straight up into the air, followed by being able to boost backwards, boost into the ground. You could boost down, up, diagonally. Now, since there's no boosting, what could that mean in boots on the ground? To me, in my head, that makes me think that maybe we can slide in a different direction. Like, maybe we can slide more diagonally, because usually the way that slide canceling on this game works, for example, is that you can usually only do it like forward. You can't really do it in like every single direction, so maybe that's a thing, and it's gonna like make the skill gap even crazier for movement, given it's not a massive gap. I mean, it's not that hard. Dolphin diving and things like that could possibly be in the game as well. So that's making me think of like all the craziest movement things we've ever had on boots on the ground, and it's making me think of like, trying to remember what game it was. You would be able to like lay prone, but instead of like laying prone forward, you would be able to lay prone like leaning back. Does that make sense? So you can still lay on the ground, but you can also like be on the side, like posing and shit, and like looking around the corner in prone, but sideways. Or you could potentially even like dolphin dive and look around as you're dolphin diving, like you don't get locked into place. Or like when you're slide canceling and stuff like that. Now, people that slide cancel a lot, they will slide a very short amount, but you're generally locked into the direction of where you're sliding unless you cancel how long you've been doing it. I'm thinking in this game, you would be able to like dive forward and be able to look to your left and right, and maybe even when you're sprinting forward, you'll be able to dive and look behind. That's the only thing that I can think of. To me, in my mind, omnidirectional boots on the ground is like the maximum that you can do with boots on the ground movement. That's what they're making it sound like. Now, I can't imagine after the disaster of Modern Warfare 2 and then the upswing in Modern Warfare 3, which by the way, there's still a surprising amount of people that are hating on MW3. I don't know what's wrong with your brain, but MW3 is literally like the successor to MW19 that a lot of people claim to really enjoy and love in terms of movement and all that other stuff. Now, obviously the movement isn't exactly the same, but it's very, very close. MW3 is exactly what MW2 should have been and what people were expecting. MW3 is one of, if not the best modern Call of Duty in my opinion. It's better than Modern Warfare 2019. It's better than Modern Warfare 2. I put it around on par with Cold War, but I also really liked Cold War. But on top of that, that's just talking about the movement and stuff. The overall design of the maps and the flow of MW3 are much, much better than even Cold Wars, in my opinion. Like, sure, I'm biased, I guess, but it's just what I like. Like, I genuinely think MW3 is the best modern Call of Duty. Now, that could change, you know, with Black Ops 6. This game might pop off. There's a lot of hype. The marketing and stuff has been absolutely insane. People seem really excited about it. Me, personally, I wish I was more excited about it, but again, we're just getting a Call of Duty. Like, I'm not gonna be surprised. They definitely do better marketing than everybody else, though. I'm happy that they do more of, like, an interactive thing with the community and stuff. I do appreciate that. But again, that's not really gonna get my hype levels like going or anything like that. I know that I'm gonna play it. No Call of Duty has been marketed so bad to where I'm like, oh, well, I can't buy that. No, they already know they got people like me. Tell me how the aim assist is so much stronger on this game than over on X Defiant that I'm having a hard time swapping between targets. I think maybe people wouldn't play that the way that they play. You are on my team? I think people wouldn't play the way that they play on Call of Duty if the challenges didn't really encourage them to play like this, and if they weren't rewarded for doing so. I literally would have made this Black Ops 6 video an X Defiant video. That's what I should have done, to be honest with you, because this game is just pissing me off right now. I cannot stand the way that people play. I can't stand the way that they fucking look. I can't stand their decision making. I can't fucking stand it. I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of like what omnidirectional could mean. That the only thing that I could possibly think of is that somehow like your feet under you move separately a lot of the time from your overall like upper body, kind of like real life. Technically in real life as well, you could be looking this direction and then just decide, hey, I'm gonna do like a jog backwards, a sprint backwards. I could also decide, hey, I'm gonna be looking forward down this corridor, and then I can decide to start sprinting backwards and then dive backwards to look. You can do a lot with this omnidirectional definition of it, so I'm not entirely sure what the limitations could or couldn't be, but let me know down in the comment section what you guys think that could mean. And yeah, Black Ops 6 confirmed, lots of hype. Treyarch actually didn't have any shortened time frame for this whole thing. Zombies is gonna be round-based and all that stuff. It sounds like it's gonna be a very good year.